Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is a review, a neat review. Now, this isn't a quadcopter. This is FPV goggles. Today we're going to be reviewing. This is the Walkera Goggle 4 FPV goggles. Now, if you look at this pair of goggles, you'll see that it has two antennas. And right away, that should tell you, yeah, this is a diversity receiver goggle system with diversity receiver built in. Why do you want a diversity receiver? Well, you have two receivers. One is for receiving via, this one comes with a polarized antenna and a linear antenna. And what the idea is, with two receivers, the system will automatically use whichever receiver is providing the best signal of the two, depending on antenna orientation, and will automatically select that so that you lessen the chance of having dropout of your FPV reception. Why is dropout of FPV reception bad? Well, especially if you're a racer, if you lose signal, you're going to crash. Especially if you got these goggles on. It's almost certainty. So yeah, that's the idea of the Goggle 4. That's why the Goggle 4 is quite a bit more expensive than cheap version goggles, is because of this diversity system here. It's very good for racers in particular. It also has a lot of features on this pair of goggles. This, by the way, is your battery pack and your power pack, and it runs the power from this battery pack into the goggles via this USB cable here. Additionally, under here you have AV input or output if you want to attach other AV systems to this. You also have AV input if you want to look at VR type footage via this goggle system. Other buttons on this is for selecting you're turning on the receiver on and off, I believe, and this button here is for selecting the different bands. There's 40 different channels, 5 different bands that you select by pressing in on this button here, and then you can go up and down between the different frequencies. I believe it's 8 frequencies per channel by pressing up and down on this. It also has menu selections for adjusting brightness, contrast, gamma, all that stuff by pulling back up here and then going up and down with this little knob here. So all in all, it's relatively simple. It looks involved and difficult, but it's not. By the way, again, you charge this by attaching this cable to here. Actually, this is the battery pack. You charge this battery pack, and then when you're ready to go, you make sure that you have this USB cable attached so that you can actually turn it on and off or provide power to the screen from the battery pack, which is on the back of your head. Very ergonomically designed, very nice cushions along each side here. I hope it doesn't provide any pressure points, but we'll see. Now again, I mentioned this is excellent for racers because we got both a linear antenna and a polarized antenna. So when racers are doing yanking and banking, this will be best to maintain signal. And if you're getting pretty far distant in stable flight, this antenna should be providing you extra range. Very nice screen on it. I think it's 800p resolution. It's a very large screen, but the way it is it's kind of slanted inside there for this extra large screen. I don't know if that improves the resolution or not by taking a large screen and then tilting it somewhat oblong like that. Also has a Fresnel lens in the front of it to magnify the video image. So you get a nice big image is what I'm trying to say. So let's go for a flight of the JYU Hornet. Also on my Hornet today I have an 808 number 16 keychain camera attached to it. Let me go over this real quick. I'm unsure where the GPS antenna is on this. I'm thinking it's not up front here. We're going to find out here shortly because I got my 808 attached there via Velcro strap. That's the one thing about the JYU Hornet. It does not come in the basic form or even in the FPV form with an ability to record. So I am going to record video with my 808 keychain camera, hoping this will work. So I hope you enjoy this flight. Let's go to it. And unlocking the blade or the quadcopter down and to the right, going up into the air, dusty. And we're going to check the stability first. Put it right about there. Make sure it stays stable. I got to speak up loud because my wife's wearing the hat today. And I'm going to put on the goggles. I think we are about ready to go. Seems to be steady. Now, I have not updated the firmware on that JYU. I understand some people have and have been having problems with it, but I have not. This is still the stock firmware that came with it. And let's go forward, pitching a little bit higher and then pitching forward. Let's go over and take a look at those railroad cars over there. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go to a little bit higher speed too. Position 2 speed. And what do we got here? 11.93 volts, 4.57 minutes since I started the quadcopter. I did a, what do you call it, a compass calibration. Okay, what's our range? 79 meters. Let me adjust this one antenna. Hold on, folks. Okay, I lost video reception on my, there we go. Let's adjust that. Got a B, C, D.
You sure that's
What's that?
so far away?
Yeah, it's got GPS, my love.
Okay, fine.
She's worried. Okay, we are only 100 meters away, actually. Going forward again. Going up a little higher too, because it looks like we're getting a little close to the ground. Going up a little higher too. And I'm losing reception again. Might be the antenna on my quadcopter. 108 meters. I'm going to point it back toward us. So that is why I'm thinking maybe I want to put 2 antennas on this. And I will do that. Let's bring it back home. And I'm going to do a return to home and go find another antenna for this receiver. Return to home is this button here. Pressing it. And it should come back and land where it took off. And double checking on my visor. Seems to be heading back. Let's go see if I can find another. My wife's going to watch this quadcopter land, and I'm going to go look for another antenna. Oh, that's right. To land this particular quadcopter, you got to tell it to land. So let's do that. Land. As Sebi would say, voila. Unfortunately, all the antennas I brought with me today are female plugs. You need male plug antennas for this Walkera. What I am going to do is go back into the air again. Hold on. We are going to launch it. Let's see if I can get it to manually launch. I still have not been able to get this JYU to do a manual launch, but it don't matter. We'll do not a manual, an automatic launch by pressing that button. Mine does not want to do that for some reason. But here we go again, unlocking. Taken to the air again. Telling my wife, look at the quadcopter. Going back into the air. Turning it around. And putting the goggles back on. Unfortunately, I'm only able to get about 110 meters reception with this quadcopter's antenna and this goggles. So we're going to stick with that and fly around the area. Goggles are back on. And again, I should still be recording video. Let's take it up higher this time. I got to stay below about 50 meters, I believe, with the area that I'm currently at here. So we'll do that. 11.42 volts, got plenty of voltage to fly. Just got to stay relatively close. Climbing up. And it's flying. I hope the camera is working on that. Again, I really wanted to see how the camera comes out on the Hornet, since right now I don't have the gimbal version of it. And hopefully the 808 keychain camera is working out with this. Okay, I'm at about 25 meters. Let's go out again toward the railroad cars and take it out to about 100 meters again and see if we start to lose reception again at about 100 meters. And then again, I got to make sure I keep my head up. That's an issue. You want to keep the head up, particularly for the monopole antenna, so that you can stay within the plane of the reception of the signal from the quadcopter. You got to keep the sides of the antenna pointed toward the quadcopter. And now it's working because I'm out at 150 meters. It's working well now. So that was the problem. I guess I wasn't keeping my head up properly. And I'm still moving forward. Still moving forward. Got plenty of voltage, 11.25 volts. Almost 200 meters out. Okay, I want to point myself back toward my position, which should be probably over there. And heading back. Keeping my head up. And 173 meters, and I still have reception. So I guess, yeah, again, I was not tilting my head properly. That's a problem with goggles. A lot of people will tilt their head downward, especially if you're using a monopole antenna. Depending on it for range, you have to keep your head up, or again, keep the sides of the antenna pointed toward the quadcopter. And a lot of people forget to do that, like me, which I did. So, 11.2 volts, still plenty of flight time on this. With that in mind, let's go to manual flying. I am in manual now. Feeling a little bit randy. Going faster. Yeah. These goggles work. Flying manual with the JYU. Going back to number 2 because I was losing reception there for a bit. Okay, let's bring it down lower again. Reducing throttle. Coming down 32 meters. 28 meters. Doing a slow rotate as I'm coming down 20 meters. Still coming down. And there we are. 7 meters. So, my thoughts on the goggles. Yeah, if you want to fly greater distances, you might want to get better antennas than what come with it. The antenna is a little simple monopole antenna, and you also get a circular polarized antenna. But again, if you want to fly long distances, you probably want 2 monopole antennas. I hear fire engines in the distance coming this way. And since there's very little buildings out in this area, that means there's probably a car accident along the 395. Unfortunately, I hope nobody got hurt. Okay, 11.02 volts. Let's bring it in. Okay, and I'm going to go and do a return to home again by pressing the return to home button, like so. And watching it come back, which it does very well. Again, I have not updated any firmware on this JYU. This is the original firmware that came with it. And landing it. Press the land button. Good quadcopter. Good quadcopter. Okay, that was a flight of the JYU with the Google, or the Goggle 4. Again, you might want to get better antenna than this one here. This particular antenna doesn't seem to have the range. Also, another option you might be is to put a simple way, what do you call it, windsurfer reflector on this if you want to get greater range. But again, I was only getting out to about 190 meters max, and I was starting to lose reception. So hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.